What's going on YouTube? TeamSC back online here, bringing you another 3v3 cast today. Now since patch 3.8 has released, I have been playing so much StarCraft 2, ladies and gentlemen. So much that I've actually forgot to build SVs. As you can see, I wasn't building SVs for a couple seconds. I must have been eating some food or distracted and didn't notice the queue started. But anyways, let's go ahead and introduce our players. So we obviously have me spawning as TeamSC here as the Blue Terran, along with none other than my allies, Brain Crusher aka 2 Base Mutalisk going for the double gas Psych, going to be cancelling it, going back to mining, and our third ally, Spec, the random player spawning as Protoss, which was his old original main race today. We are up against none other than Drumbreak, playing as the Red Zerg from the V Fam, with his allies, Dr. Manhattan from the Wolf clan, and last but not least, the purple Protoss P-Cystic V Triple. That's one crazy name, ladies and gentlemen. So anyways, this map is called Orbital Depot. No, this map is New Richmond. So this map is set up in a way to where you have two allies who are kind of close to each other. They do have a small ramp to defend going up to their base with two relatively easy to secure expansions. Further out there is a difficult to obtain, really open third base here, and then a pretty easy to secure gold base with the key watchtower to give a lot of vision here on the side of the map. The third ally, unfortunately, is kind of alone by himself, but he does have access to an easy second base. Big ramp here that needs to be walled off to be guarded properly, but he does have a third base and then a fourth base soon after. So it's kind of an interesting map. I like playing on it a lot. The person who spawns by themselves is at the most risk because he's far away from the allies. As you can see, the walking distance from here all the way to the other side of the map. It takes a while to kind of reinforce to save your ally, but if he does manage to live, he is rewarded with 4 bases, and in the end of the game he should have the biggest army and be carrying his team ideally. But anyways, we do have Dr. Manhattan going for some early game Zerglings. He does have speed half done. Looks like he is going to be going for some aggression, and he actually has 2 gas that both finished. I'm wondering if he was trying to maybe cancel them because he was supply blocked and forgot, or he changed his mind, he was going to tech up, but I don't know what's going on with that build, but he's got 2 gases nonetheless, or maybe he just got speed super quick, I don't know. I haven't seen that done before, but props to Dr. Manhattan, does have speed going, going to be moving out with these Zerglings. Meanwhile, V Triple is going to be walled off with the Zealot here, going for 2 Stargates, going to be going for some cheesy Sky Toss play, trying to get a little damage done, and we do have Drumbreak playing fairly standard, getting his speed, got his hatchery first, but not going to be having any units coming in soon, but we have these Zerglings coming off. Spec is going to be finishing the wall, does wall it off completely with a pylon here. Going to be researching warp gain and needs to chrono boost that out because he really has no units here. He needs to start producing an adept as soon as possible because these Zerglings are going to town on these pylons. Even more Zerglings from the other team going to be coming in and attacking Spec right now. So we do need to come help our ally. His pylons are going down. He is going to be building a pylon attempting to wall his high ground. Considering he has no units, he's going to lose all of this. And this is kind of what happens on this map whenever you do have a 3v3, the person by himself usually ends up getting rushed, and poor Spec, he's actually getting stened back to the Stone Age, losing his cybernetic score, losing his gateway, losing a bunch of pylons, but he did manage to get his mothership core out in time, so he will be able to use photon overcharge to survive a little longer. But these Zerglings are streamlining, cutting across the map, just a constant rally of Zerglings. A couple of Zerglings from Brain Crusher going to be coming in to help reinforce, helps defend Spec's base. Mothership over here going to be trying to attack these Zerglings, trying to keep them from destroying the Nexus, but that Nexus is getting pretty low. It's almost halfway done. Brain Crusher Zerglings going to be coming in. Need to come help this Nexus out. Only 4 Zerglings here though. Does look like this Mothership core should be able to clean him up, and he shall keep his expansion. But we do have an Oracle coming in from the top, ladies and gentlemen. Oracle in position, and another Oracle in the base. And oh my god, these probes! They're actually stuck! They can't even get out right now because they wall themselves in to keep themselves safe from the Zergling. This Oracle getting crazy kills. 11, 12, oh my god, 13. And this is just a probe nightmare, ladies and gentlemen. Probe actually, Oracle getting distracted and actually going for the Nexus. But we do have another probe coming in, destroying, and Spec barely having enough energy for that photon overcharge, using it for the Zerglings earlier. But these Oracles doing massive amounts of damage. This one at 4 kills, this one at 13 kills. 17 probes died. This is a nightmare, guys. He walled himself off completely to keep the Zerglings out, and he couldn't run away and lost so many probes to these Oracles. But the good thing, though, Spec still does have both his Nexus, so he will be able to still build workers 2 at a time. And we have even a 3rd Oracle coming in to add insult to injury, going to be getting more of his probes, and he still can't run away, ladies and gentlemen. This Mothership core has only 28 energy, can't throw it on photon overcharge, and he's losing all the probes except these last 2 that just came out are dead, ladies and gentlemen. This is a nightmare. And he's gonna get that one too. Oh my god, this is just a probe nightmare, everybody. Spec, if we click on the units tab, Spec has 0 probes. He just has 1 mothership core to his name. This is pretty much absurd, everybody. So Spec definitely taking a beating, but unfortunately these oracles aren't going to kill any of these buildings, but they have done what they needed to do, and they have taken out all of Spec's probes. Do have a couple Hellions going to be moving out across the map. Spec took some big hits. We're going to need to be getting some damage done. I did go for triple factory. Going to be going for some Hellion Cyclone play because that's what I've been doing a lot of lately. It's a lot of fun. I love the new Cyclone, and he's just a blast to play. Zerg going to be going for this gold base, but get there just in time to force the Zerg to cancel it. Would have been nice to get the snipe, but not the biggest of deals. Going to be moving in, trying to see if we can get a little damage in. There are a couple Banals here going to be moving the Hellions back, trying to micro a little bit, trying to do the little stutter step with the Hellions, trying to do our best to just snipe it out. And we do have the Oracles going in, and he's going for mass Oracles. He has 5 Oracles, ladies and gentlemen. Going to be using the Cyclone to lock on, but the lock on damage is not nearly enough to deal with these Oracles, and these Oracles actually catch up to the Cyclones and kill them. Going to be running back, trying to keep the Hellions alive, but that was a pretty big hit to us, because Cyclones aren't the cheapest units. Definitely sucks that we lost a good amount there, and this is just insane. He's going for 6 Oracles, guys. 6 mass Oracle, and he's going to be going in hitting the roaches here. Do have a bunker that's going to board these Oracles off, but this is kind of nasty. I'm going to have to throw down a couple missile turrets because I do not want these going to my minerals. And even Oracles, they do a lot of damage. If you have them like this many, they can actually take out a missile turret really quick. So I am going to be getting defenses up, going to be throwing up a couple more missile turrets because I really don't want these Oracles to have a field day with my SCV line. Going to be building some more units, thinking I need to get an armory down and probably get a Thor out pretty soon if this guy's going to do mass Oracles, because that would be the logical counter, because Thors can destroy a mass amount of Oracles fairly quickly with the Javelin missile launcher since these are light, but they are going to be going back to the territory they conquered. There's not many probes here, only about 4 or 5 for Spec. He's not having a good day. Going to be Photon overcharge him, and as you can see they took that Photon cannon out almost instantly, and they are going to be going for the Nexus of Spec, and they might actually get this building down, ladies and gentlemen. They are running a little low on energy, have a couple seconds left. We will see 3, 2, 1. Some of these Oracles are running out of energy, but some still have a good amount of energy left, and he is going to lose this Nexus, this mass Oracle. How insulting. 3 probes trying to just run for their lives, and they're just not getting a break. You know, we do have a little action over here on the other side of the map. Me and Brain Crusher are going to be moving out with some Roaches, Hellion, Cyclones, and really try to do some damage to this guy. Spec has been pretty much down for the count since the start of this game, taking some massive hits to his worker lines. Still has 1 Nexus, but he's going to need some time to get back in the game. So the ideal thing to do in this situation when you're behind is to put the pressure on the enemy. So we're going to try to take advantage of this and try to get some damage done to the enemy team. Roach is going to be going in doing some good damage to the Zerg worker line. Cyclone's going to be getting some lock-ons on the Oracles here, and these Oracles are actually out of energy or else they would be destroying my Cyclones right now. Going to be doing a little micro. Blue Flame is finished for these Hellions. We do have a couple lock-ons, getting a snipe on the Mothership Core, which is huge. But we do have a bunch of Mutilisks for Dr. Manhattan coming in, but these Roaches have done good damage, completely cleared up this worker line here and taken out all of these drones, getting the hatch as well. Mutalisk going to be moving in, a couple Hydras here to kind of fight this Mutas, but the Mutas could actually kill these Hydras. I don't know why they're running over, but we do have some more Hydras coming in from the side. Going to be bringing some Hydras in from the top as well, and we do have a couple Cycles here. Oracles coming in. They do have enough energy to throw off their pulsar beams again and going to be doing a lot of damage. Going to need to get out of here. We've done the damage. We got a hatch down. It seems like we're barely equal. Going to be getting a couple lock-ons with these Cyclones and just try to chase down some of these Mutalisks. Now they still do decent damage against air, but not nearly as good as they used to be. And these Oracles are going to force me to retreat and get home because I do not want to lose any more. Meanwhile, we do have Brain Crusher trying to push up the ramp, trying to get more drone kills, and actually getting a lot of drone kills. Drone's going to be backing off a couple Lings coming out for drum break, but this is not going to do anything to these Roaches. But we do have the mass Oracle force here. Let's see if he has any energy. He's got 2 more Oracles coming in. They will be able to snipe out these Roaches. Going to be using their pulsar beams, and these Roaches are just getting evaporated. And even more and more Oracles. If it hasn't been obvious yet, it's obvious now. We definitely need a couple Thors to deal with all this. But Drum Break has left the game since he lost all of his workers. Society does not want to live anymore, does not wish to play. Roach is here going to be destroying the rest of his base, and even a couple Hydralisks coming in to be dealing with this. But we do have this big Oracle force out on the map, and even some Mutalisks here for Dr. Manhattan. Meanwhile, back in Spec Space, he has finally got 8 probes, ladies and gentlemen. He has been slow to macro, but he's getting his worker count back as quick as possible. Little action over here. Mutalisk going to be coming in. Protoss taking his 3rd base. Overlord getting sniped here for Brain Crusher, but they are going to be finishing off Drum Break's base. They will not get any econ from this. No drones, won't be able to retake it. Just going to be finishing all of these buildings off and then heading back home. Meanwhile, Brain Crusher taking the 3rd base to the gold. Myself taking the 3rd base here, and I've started to get a couple Thors out on the map and even a couple Widow Mines too. Hopefully get a couple good shots off to deal with these Oracles and Mutalisks. So against the composition they're going right now, Thors are a really good choice, and so are Widow Mines, because a lot of these, like these Oracles, as you can see, whenever they move, they tend to clump up. So we have the potential to get some huge splash damage hits with the Thors and the Widow Mines, and even the Mutalisks clump up as well. Going to be trying to get my army into position, even getting a couple Banshees in the mix. Not sure why, maybe a misclick, or maybe just trying to be a little fancy here. Going to be dropping scan, as you can see, really pushing to try to get that Javelin missile hit, because if we can get a hit in the cluster of those Oracles, we will definitely eat them up fairly well. But these Mutalisks coming, going to be trying to attack Spec's base, and poor Spec has been forced to play defensive all game, even getting 3 cannons at home, hasn't even got his second base yet. Definitely playing crippled, getting 2 warp gates finally, but he's been pretty much MIA this whole time. And that was what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a massive amount of Widow Mine hits here, pushing forward, depleting these Oracles down to 5. He had a good amount earlier. Going to be pooping in nice and slow. Even a Banshee here doing some damage from the sky. Going to be trying to deal with this, but he has started to transition into Carriers now, and we do not have quite enough for Carriers. Going to be throwing into the store, trying to focus down on the clump of Mutalisks, but not doing enough damage. Did manage to get a couple missile turrets up here to start the push, but we are probably going to have to back out and go home. Banshee going down, but these Widow Mines are almost recharged. They might actually be able to get a hit on this cluster of Mutalisks. Do have 1 Mutalisk Carriers, getting a couple of these Interceptors. Hydras coming in for Brain Crusher. Going to be eating up these Interceptors, going to hopefully be pushing forward and doing some good damage to these Carriers. A lot of Interceptors do go down. Going to be focus firing the Carriers. Going to be trying to take them out before they have a time to mass up into an unbeatable number. But we do have more Oracles coming in, more Mutalisks coming in as well. Going to be cleaning this up, but these Widow Mines are still here, and they're about to finish their charge, so they might actually be able to clean up the rest of these Widow Mines and Oracles if we're lucky. 3, 2, 1, let go. Alright, another mine shot going off, and there it is! These guys not actually using the Oracle's hidden ability to see cloaked units. He could have got rid of these Widow Mines. Kind of a little bit distracted, even getting a cloaked Banshee here to the front lines to try to just lead the assault. Going to be trying to build more turrets. Going to be trying to slowly island hop and push this mech force forward. We do have Mutalisks coming over here trying to harass the gold base, but there are a couple Hydralisks here, and they should be able to defend this. And just for the record, this is actually the 7-range Hydras, not the ones that just got edited and changed like a day ago. So these were the super Hydras, so they're doing really good, especially with those Mutalisk starts. But we are going to be pushing in. Do have a couple Thors here. Need to switch to the alternate weapon to do the extra damage to armored, and going to be using out those AG guns or whatever they're called, and just focusing firing the Carriers. Thors not doing too bad of a job. When you do have a small amount of Carriers, a small amount of Thors is okay to deal with these, but whenever they have a mass amount of Carriers, mass Thor is not the answer to counter Carriers, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to be pushing in, trying to move these Widow Mines forward, but they do have some Zealots coming in, and that's a good counter for the Thors, because Thors, you don't want the Thors shooting the Zealots, you want the Shores shooting the big things. Zealots just kind of get in your face and eat things up. Even Speedlings coming in, not enough mines yet, trying to get the recharges off to do some more splash damage. We do need to open this up, because there's a lot of action here. Spec finally in the game, moving in with a handful of Stalkers, trying to get his revenge. More Thors coming in, going to be trying to snipe out the carrier. Do get the snipe on that Mothership Core. A couple Banshees here, a couple Hellions moving in, and a lot more mech moving in, but these Widow Mines have been doing so much damage all game, ladies and gentlemen. They have gone pretty much uncontested this mine here at 3 kills, 1 kill, 2 kills, 20 kills on that mine. That's the hero mine right there. And we are going to be cleaning up this base. And with this base, hopefully the carrier production shall cease. Dr. Manhattan does leave the game. Just because blue sucks doesn't mean you are good. I guess he's having a little bad manners with his teammate, but we are going to be moving in. Do have a nice army here, a little bit of Widow Mines, a little bit of Thors, a couple Hellbats, and some Banshees. Definitely interesting style of mech. I've been kind of playing around using all kinds of unit compositions. Going to be coming up here to try to snipe this base out. It looks like he's trying to do a Zergling run by to kind of get them out of the game. But we are going to be inching forward, going to be going in a little bit further, trying to push up towards the enemy base. Do have a couple tanks here, a couple missile turrets set up, so we are island hopping. But we do have these Zerglings for him. Going to be trying to get back in the game. Going to be actually going for my gold base. I was running out of space, so I decided to take Spec's gold base. Since he just barely got his second base up, he has been crippled all the game, but we are going to be destroying this last base for the Zerg. Going to be moving in slowly. There are a handful of carriers here still, and there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carriers left on the production tab, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, if these carriers do come out, it might be a completely different story. Carriers are really good. We do have a good amount of Thors, so you need to be focusing the carriers. Widow Mines getting some good shots off, but they do have some Zealots to cover these carriers and focusing down the carriers to the best ability, but these Zealots are just getting in our face and going to be doing a lot of damage to these Thors. Don't have enough Hellbats here to support the Thors. And the Thors is getting evaporated, but doing a good job getting able to take out the carriers. Going to be trying to focus down this last carrier. Banshee's trying to do the best job they can to deal with all these Zealots that are just running in. I'm going to be switching out. Got another Thor coming in. Got the Reinforcement Hydras from Brain Crusher finally coming in to the show. This Thor only with 6 health. very, very weak. Going to be moving these Banshees in. And going to be trying to get the repair on the store with all these mules, moving these Widow Mines into a better position to kind of counter anything that comes down the ramp. Another wave of Zealots going to be coming in. These Widow Mines going to be doing a good job eating up all these Zealots before they can get in the Thor's face. And we are going to be pushing in more and more stuff here. Spec with his heroic 5, 6, 7, 8 Stalker force going to be moving in. Hydra's taking down the hatchery. Going to be going for the next expansion, and it does not look good for the enemy team right now. But there are a lot of carriers here. Will he be able to make a comeback with these carriers? They are building interceptors. The interceptor cost has been reduced. It only costs 5 minerals now, so it's really, really cheap to get a mass amount of interceptors. And we do have the preemptive Bad Manner GG from 2 base Mutalisk. But we are going to be going in, so we have one last big fight here. A couple of interceptors going in. Widow Mines doing the splash damage and actually hitting the Thors a little bit. Going to be trying to get these Thors back. We don't want to lose them to these Zealots. Another Thor going down. Interceptor doing a lot of damage. Doing our best to focus down each of these carriers with the Thors. And we do have another warp in, but that pylon goes down. No more Zealots coming in. A couple more carriers coming to the show, but there are a lot of Widow Mines here, a lot of Hydras. And these Thors are just eating everything up. This hero Thor up to 7 kills. Who needs upgrades? 0-0. We've just been fighting this whole game. And actually this command center, why is it coming here? The offensive planetary fortress, ladies and gentlemen. Hydra's going in. One last carrier, one last interceptor, and this should be a GG, ladies and gentlemen. Going to be moving in, going to be taking out that last carrier, and going to be moving in to put the nail in the coffin. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed. I've been having so much fun since this latest patch, guys. I've been trying all kinds of different mech compositions. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please leave a like. If you got anything to add, please leave a comment. I love reading your comments, especially if you enjoyed the game. And don't forget to subscribe to help grow the Team Game StarCraft community. Anyways, guys, I'm TeamSC. Until next time.